This is another spread, sample spread, and it helps to have a little practice looking at spreads and seeing how they work. In this spread, there's six hearts, six diamonds, six spades, and five clubs. So it seems like the less attention is to business, and the other things are pretty well evenly divided. There are 10 court cards, so there'll be a lot of dealings with people per se. And well, we looked. There's one, two, three males on the bottom, three in the middle, and one on top. So that's mostly males. It seems 7 out of 10 seem to be males. Now, when we look at the way the cards are formed, there are two aces, one on top of the other. In the bottom and the middle row to the left, there's an ace of clubs and an ace of diamonds. So that would indicate a undecided change in a location, uh, which is interesting. In the top row, we see pleasant news are coming about a female, and right below it, there's some kind of a gathering type of card. Could be a wedding or a gathering of some kind. And that would happen in one day, week, or month. In the second row, we see the for sure card, the nine of clubs, and there's a young male. So hearing about a young male. Now, right under it is a dark card. So uh, I think there might be some news of an illness or something like that that may come up around that young male or their family. In the third place, which is 3 days, weeks, or months, a couple seems to appear. They're a couple because they're not the same suit. So they would have, because they showed up in the reading, they would have some important or interest. In the fourth column, some extra money comes in, but there's some slight delays about it. A seven of clubs has to do with slight delays. It's not as bad as a spade. In the fifth column, there's a party gathering or get together, and that's where there's an undecided change in a location going on and somebody having some setbacks or problems. Uh, and that remains to be seen, but that's in 5 days, weeks, or months. In the sixth column, there's something about an illness to an adult male, and that seems to be some of the news that comes up at that point. In the seventh column, some large amount of money, which is the ten of diamonds, has to do with a young male in some way, in reference to you or somebody close to you, because some of these events will include people around you as well as yourself that you're interested in, a family member, a close friend, or whatever. But sometimes this picks up subject matter in advance. In the eighth house, some help or cooperation comes from a male, and it could be a family member or a close person because the ace of hearts is right under it. In the ninth spot, there's news or a message that comes from a male, and because there's a nine of spades over it, it could have to do with somebody having some setbacks. In the 10th spot, a small amount of money, a gift or payment, comes from a young male or to a young male. That'll be the news at the time. In the 11th spot, 11 days, weeks, or months. Don't forget when it's in the 10th spot, it's 10 days, weeks, or months. All of this is to happen within a year or less. And sometimes all of it can happen in a couple of months, so or whatever, even less time is possible. There's a lot of delays, plans about something to do with the future, but the plans are really stymied or stopped. In the 12th house, which is 12 days, weeks, or months, there's some family news about a young male. Now, because a dark card is above it, it may be some questionable news. However, there's a red card right above him, so we're hopeful that it's not anything serious. But this gives you an idea of, how to look at a reading for how many diamonds, clubs, hearts, spades, how many people, double numbers like the two aces, etc. So it's a good sample of what could be.